Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth and today I am doing the continuation of my series, Was That Haul Worth It? We guys are on to 2023. I said guys, I was going to say girls, then the two got mushed together. Yeah, we're on to 2023 and this was the year that made me decide I need to go on a no buy, that's a slash, no buy, because things got slightly out of hand. So much so that I'm going to have to divide this video into non-palette makeup items and palettes. Because there were that many palettes bought. So yeah, gosh, I'm looking very... yeah, so we're going to do the non-palette makeup items today. And then the next video I do in this series will be just the palettes that I bought in 2023. Oh, vey. Let's get into it. First up is the e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain. So I'd seen a lot of people talking about these online. Of course, they were new out. Everyone was talking about them. I found it to be too drying. I just wasn't a fan of it. It just... I don't know, didn't like the look of it, wasn't for me. I also bought, because I had an e.l.f. order put in, I had the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine. My mom took that one. It was kind of, I can't remember the shade name, I should have really just went out and looked at it, but it's like a corally orangey colour, and she really wanted it, so I gave it to her. Didn't think there was anything wrong with it, but didn't need it. I also bought, the main reason I placed this order was for the e.l.f. Sun Touchable Woe Glow SPF 30. Again, who was it? Oh, probably Jessica Brown. It's always Jessica Brown. Talking about, a lot of people were talking about it because, you know, it was the first kind of one that was a dupe for the, what I've since bought, the Supergoop Glow Screen. But I just found it too glowy. I find this has a nice glow to it, but it's not Tin Man. And I felt like the e.l.f. one was very intense. I know they've since come out with different kind of options on it. So maybe down the line I might try it again, but I don't need it at the moment. I also bought the Lash and Roll Mascara. I really like that mascara. I've bought it a few times. I have had it in black and I bought it in brown as well. So that's one I will repurchase because I do like it when I've used up what I have. It's very separating, I find, and quite natural looking. So especially the brown one on days where you don't want really intense makeup, you just want your lashes to look a bit better, a bit healthier. I love it for those days. Also Jessica Brown, a Makeup by Mario purchase. This was the Master Pigment Pro Pencil in Soft Brown, and she kept going on and on and on about how much she loved it in the waterline, etc, etc. And you know, it is grand. Is it worth 30 euros? No, it is not, in my opinion. I meant to say, sorry, the e.l.f. Untouchable decluttered, the Lash and Roll Mascara used up. This is an unusual brown. It's like a red toned brown a bit or something, I don't know. I don't love the colour on me, but I'm going to keep it and keep using it because 30 quid. 30 quid for an eyeliner. What was I thinking? I get these notions sometimes. I just, when you look back at things like this and you go, Ruth. Next up is the KVD Beauty Dazzle Stick Inhale Surge. I was just very curious about these and I saw them in store and I said, let's pick one up. And as we all know, Ruth doesn't like cream eyeshadows, so why did Ruth pick it up? But it's not bad. And I think it was Jessica Brown had this as well and loved it. And it was the most amazing thing in the world ever. So Ruth had to have it. I said, I haven't decluttered it yet. I don't like cream eyeshadow. I shouldn't have bought it. And then my husband wrote under, because I had my notes set out. Damn right. Oh, God love him. Patient man. I'm keeping it for now. I have it in Shop My Stash or Project 5 Uses, whatever, to play around with it a bit more and see what I'm going to do with it, because I just don't find myself reaching for it. Next up was another e.l.f. order. It was the e.l.f. Sea Bright Putty Primer. I think it was Robert Welch was loving this. And I ordered it because I wanted to love it too. What did Ruth forget when she was ordering it? Ruth's skin does not like vitamin C. Yes, Ruth's skin does not like vitamin C. Ergo, any product with vitamin C in it, my skin isn't going to like. That's gone. e.l.f. Halo Glow Highlight Beauty Wand. Now I know Nikki Pearson loves those highlight beauty ones. I wasn't a fan of this. I found it a bit too glittery, and I think the shade I got was too dark for me as well. It was really, it nearly looked like a streak of highlight, you know what I mean, kind of giving a shadow as opposed to a highlight. My bad, I picked the wrong colour, but I wasn't in love enough with the formula to want to try another shade. I also picked up one of these camo concealers. I picked it up, it's called the Camo Color Corrector. And I picked it up because I wanted to use it to cool down warm toned foundations. I don't have any warm toned foundations. But I needed it. I needed it because what if I had a warm toned foundation come into my life unexpectedly? I'd have this to tone it down. The level of stupid you're dealing with, guys. Just so you know. With that order, I got a free Jelly Pop glow stick. I decluttered it because it stank to the high heavens of watermelon. I cannot abide the scent of watermelon. The fake smell, can't. And there's so much stuff now that is watermelon scented, and everybody and their mother loves them. Bar me. Plus with this as well, it was very, the texture was very wet. It felt nearly like a lip gloss. My hair would get stuck to it and stuff. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So that one is decluttered. I bought the Makeup Revolution. I have my glasses here, guys. Why do I not have my glasses on? Silly sausage. Revolution Eye Bright Corrector in light medium. And I quite enjoy this. It's nice. I don't like the pot because, as you can see now, my nail is after getting rightly gouged into it because the pot is deep, way deeper than the product is, if that makes sense. Can you see? Like, there's loads of pot before you get to the product. But look, more often than not, I use a little brush to apply my colour corrector. Other than that, I really enjoy it. I thought the formula is nice. I said it's a light shade, which it is, so it's more of a wintertime under eye corrector for me. Because it's just too light, it's too stark for the winter months. But other than that, I do quite enjoy it. It is I like it. It's a nice product. Again, Jessica Brown, Sarah Rose, someone like that influenced me. Laura Mercier, Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I think Stephanie Lyons tempted me into this one. And again, I know Steph has different skin to me. Her skin tends to be a bit oilier than me. So what was I thinking? Also, I don't like a very heavy coverage foundation. And I think Tati Westbrook talked about it as well. So I said, oh, well, sure, look. At least 2 people have told me it's amazing, so it must be amazing. I said, easily influenced. Can't even remember who didn't, remember who influenced me. I didn't like how it set on my face. I didn't like the thickness and the shade. Disaster. And please bear in mind as well, this is an expensive foundation. It was €39. You cannot return foundations in Ireland. I bought it online. Didn't even go in and get a sample of it. Next up is a purchase I don't regret at all because I love it. Oh, hello. Hello. Up the daisy goes. Oh, the baby. Hello. Did you get some din-dins, did you, off your nana? You're like Sprocket there with your tail just gone. Do you remember Sprocket in Fraggle Rock? Anyway, we're talking about the... You're having a good scratch, We're talking about the Hourglass powder. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. And it says warm pale yellow is the shade. This is what it looks like. I just use it on my under eyes. That is it. And I adore it on my under eyes. I'm sure it's beautiful all over the face. But I'm reluctant to do that because I feel it's a bit of a waste. I said I bought it because I loved and used up 2 in palettes. So I had the Ghost palette and the Sculpture palette, and I've used up the Ambient Lighting powder, this powder, in both of them, completely used it up. So I thought, okay, you can go ahead and buy this now. You know for a fact you like this powder. I said, absolutely love how it looks in my under eyes. No regrets whatsoever. Yes, it is expensive. I think it was 55 euros. I might have had a bit of a discount on it, 10% off or something. I love it. I just have not found a better product for my under eyes personally, and I've tried the dupes. No, not that works a treat for me. Next up was the NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream in Laguna 2. I think kind of Alejandra Lisette maybe kind of influenced me with this one, because she always loved it, but then she had to stop using it. Excuse you, just sneezes. She'd stop using it because and I can understand why. She was having a reaction to it, and it's very heavily scented. I think there's probably coconut oil or something in it, but yeah, I thought, yeah, I can understand why. But look, I shouldn't have bought this either. Bought the wrong shade, essentially. I bought Laguna 2. I looked at Laguna 1, we'll say, and I thought, oh no, that'll probably be too light. Why would you think it's too light? You're practically transparent when you haven't got tan on you. Bought the wrong shade, thought the lighter shade would be too light. Turns out I'm an idiot. Too expensive to repurchase. I thought the formula was nice enough. It's easy enough to blend, but because it was so the wrong colour for me, it was so thick or so pigmented, it wasn't working. I was just looking muddy and dirty. 30 quid down the drain. Oh, Ruth. Next up is another e.l.f. order. e.l.f. got hit hard last year. Again, this is, I don't know if I said it in my last one, I think I did. e.l.f. US used to be more accessible over here, whereas now it seems to keep directing you to the European site, and there isn't half as much product on it. It's a disappointment. But what I do like about the e.l.f. is their reward system. They have a great reward system, I have to say. I really do like that about them. So anyway, e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. This is the one I have. This is in the shade Pinky Rose, I think, is it? Dusty Rose, sorry. I love it, absolutely love it. I love the formula. I love the doe foot. The doe foot is kind of more curved than normal. I don't know, it's lovely. I love the shade. I love how it blends out. Just enjoy it immensely. I said it's easy to use and blend. I love the formula. I would like to buy more, but the shades that I've seen online, none of them have really spoke to me. I'd like to get something maybe in a berry or something like that for the winter time, but I haven't really seen anything I like. So won't get it at the moment. I also bought the Lash Extender Mascara from e.l.f. It was okay. Nothing special. I wouldn't repurchase it. It was just, it was okay. Much preferred the Lash and Roll. Far superior in my opinion. Also bought the e.l.f. Reviver Lip Oil in... What are you in, buddy? Why is there writing so freaking small? Pink Quartz, I think. I'm not sure. This is it here. These are minty. Just as an FYI, if you don't like minty things. Completely clear. No colour on it. But yet I still went off and bought a coral one as well. Oh, yeah, she's an idiot. I said very comfortable, pretty formula, but just a minty gloss. Just a minty gloss. Liked it enough to buy a second one, thinking that there might be a bit more of a colour to it. Oh, look, there isn't. I'm an idiot. I also bought the Cream Glide Lip Liner. It's described online as a pinky brown. Personally, I found it more brown, too brown for me. If you're a big fan of the 90s kind of brown lip, perfect for you. I didn't even wear the brown lip back then. It just didn't suit my complexion. My best friend at the time did, and she rocked it because it suited her complexion down to the ground. I was more leaned towards pinky shades. And I thought this would be a pinky brown, and it wasn't. It was more brown. I think it was Truth or Bear was the shade that I bought. I have since bought another one. I think it's Pinky Sweat, and it's a bit more pinky coral, which I prefer. So that was decluttered. Next up was Lottie London AM to PN retractable eyeliner. It was too glittery for me for the lash line, and I didn't feel like it lasted enough, and I just use those kind of, it's a cream cream liner for, you know, to make the eyes look bigger. Words have escaped me, apologies, but yeah, that's gone. That was decluttered. Next up is a Cash Beauty Sculpt Powder blush. So that is, Cash is an Irish brand. She is an Irish influencer. It was in the shade Hot Flush. I said just that bit too glowy and not enough blush pigment for my liking. So what I mean by that is, I find with some glowy blushes, there's more glitter and glow in it than there is the actual base pigment of a blush. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And that's what I felt with this one. The formula was nice enough, but it just, I felt I saw more highlight than blush. I felt like I wasn't blushed enough. I don't know, just wasn't mad at it. Oh, another purchase that I was heavily influenced. The Essence Pure Nude Baked Blushes. So they didn't come out in Ireland at all, but I found them on, I think, a German site, which is where Essence is originally from. And I thought, oh my god, there they are, there's the blushes, I'm going to get them because everyone loves them. Everyone loves them. I love a glowy blush. I'm going to love them. I got Shimmery Rose and Pink Flush, which are practically the same shade for a start. Idiot. And then I put them on and they were just, it was more glitter than shimmer. Do you know, when I want a shimmer in a blush, I want it to be like microfine, you know, nearly a highlight, as opposed to something that has glitter in it that reflects light. I hope you understand me. And I didn't feel like anybody actually specified that there was glittery particles, small and all as they were, but there were still glitters in these blushes. Nobody said that I watched anyway, or didn't hear it anyway. Because like I was watching Sarah Rose and Jessica Brown and all those, and they were all raving about it, and I thought, I want them. I love a glowy blush. This will suit me down to the ground. Decluttered both of them. A foundation that I purchased, this is a repurchase really, because as I mentioned in another video, my mother-in-law was looking to start a makeup bag, and I thought this would be a nice product for her, so I repurchased it for myself because I really do like the product myself. This is the L'Oreal Paris Age Perfect BB Cover foundation, essentially in light ivory. This is what it looks like, and it is just, as it says, it's a BB cream. Do you know what I mean? It just has that nice skin-like coverage, I feel, that the BB creams tend to have, and that Age Perfect line I enjoyed. If you can get your hands on it, it's a nice range. The concealer was nice. I had a blush, it was nice. I had a lip liner, it was lovely. But it's just so hit and miss to try and get your hands on. Setting spray, I haven't really used this yet. This is the Revolution Super Dewy Fixing Spray. Wow. This is it here. See, I thought it'd be a continuous, you know, because it has one of these like a hairspray kind of thing in it. It's very sweet. But it's not, you have to keep pressing it. So I was looking for like the Morphe one, or the continuous mist that everyone loved, but nobody else ever came out with anything like it, and I'm not a supporter of Morphe, so I never bought it. I haven't really tried it yet. I'm concerned by the sweet smell, that it might be a bit sticky. Again, influenced by Sarah Rose. I had to unsubscribe from her, even though she did Project Panning content at the time and Use Your Makeup and all that kind of stuff. She did love the Revolution setting sprays, and I bought into the hype. Look, I'm sure it's fine. I said haven't really used it yet. Influenced again by Sarah Rose. But yeah, next up is, it's just like, oh, Ruth. Maybelline Lifter Gloss and Sweetheart. Now, everyone again and their mother loves these lip glosses, and it was, I think it was buy two, get one free or something in Boots at the time, across the board, no matter what you bought. There it is there. So you see the way now that has actually got a hintish colour now, and these ones over here have nothing. Does this have a minty? No, more kind of a sweet vanilla smell. I said so many people love this. It's not bad. Can't say that I see what all the fuss is about. Like, it's fine. It's a gloss. Still doesn't beat the Buxom in my opinion. Still love the Buxom most of all of the glosses I've tried. But yeah. Next up is from Essence. Again, jeez. I mean, thank God I've unsubscribed from so many influencers because I am just so easily led. I was watching Jessica Brown and she had an Essence lip gloss, but it was kind of a goldish hue to it, and it had kind of glitter particles that reflected the light, and just when she'd put it on, it made her lips look lovely and plump and gorgeous and beautiful. Could I find that shade in Ireland? No. Could I find it in online, any stores that supply it to Ireland? No. So Ruth went off and bought other colours. Don't ask me why, but I did. I bought Milky Way, which was just an icy shade that was just no. And I bought Pretty in Pink, which I have here. Now, the Pretty in Pink I don't mind. It's actually quite nice. And look, it's quite cheap. It's like a sweet mint, if that makes sense. Because it does have plumping properties, but it doesn't hurt me anyway. I never had problems with these kind of things hurting my lips. I never get the really XL ones. I usually just get the plumping, basic plumping lip glosses. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. I said, nice formula, Jessica Brown influence again. Kept the pink as I had nothing like it. Decluttered the icy shade as I had something similar in my collection, and I really didn't need two of them. They're grand in the real winter time, maybe if you want something a bit cooler looking, as in cool toned, not like cool. Oh. So I kept the pink one and I decluttered the icy one. Next up was Milani Keep It Full in Rosewood. I'd always wanted to try those lip glosses because again, it's another one that people rave about in the formula. Again, they have a bit of a minty taste to them and they're quite thick and pigmented. But I said too cool toned and pigmented, but I liked the formula. So I actually did this year buy another one. I think it's called, what are you? It's in a peach, prismatic peach, which I absolutely love. But yeah, that shade, it was just too cool toned on me. I didn't like the effect that it had on my skin. Just didn't work for me. Still on the hunt for that gold lip gloss. I bought the Cash Beauty lip gloss in Starlight. I said a bit too thick and sticky for me. So first of all, the dough foot was odd because it was just plastic. It was just a plastic applicator. There was no sponge on it or anything like that. And I don't know how to describe it. It felt like honey or something going on my lips, if that makes sense. I know it probably doesn't, but yeah, it was a peculiar formula. So that got decluttered. As I said already, this is when I purchased the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil in Coral Fixation. As you see, no shade difference whatsoever. Second one I own, and I enjoyed the formula, minty gloss. So look, I'll use them up. This is the thing, I'll use them up, but there's no shade to them, there's no colour to them. So if you have one, stop, because there is no shade to them. I also bought, it was a repurchase actually. Where did I put you? Oh, there. Because I got COVID the year before and I'd had to declutter this shade. This is the Vinyl Ink, Maybelline Vinyl Ink in 10 Lippy. It's the only one of these liquid lipsticks that I've actually ended up keeping. Again, Jessica Brown got me. I just think it's a nice shade for the winter time to have a shade like that that stays on, because if I had it in a lipstick I'd be worried it'd be constantly moving in that, but in that shade it doesn't, or in that formula should I say, it doesn't. It's not my absolute favorite, but I've nothing like it, nothing else like it in my collection that lasts especially. Next up is one that I actually have on today and I quite love. This is the Fenty Beauty Poutsicle Zesty Bestie is the shade, and I absolutely love this. I think this is gorgeous when it comes to these kind of products. Joe, these liquid lipsticks, but that if you have a gloss finish, which is just a great, I don't know how they work that formula out, but I do enjoy it. It's on today. It still looks a bit glossy. I might put a little bit extra on. It's been on a while. I've been talking a lot. I love the colour. I think it brightens up my face a lot. Excuse me. But yeah, really enjoy that. I think it's a lovely product, and I would consider buying more of them if I saw a shade that really, really speaks to me. But it would have to like be like, wow, look at me, I'm gorgeous. Yeah, I really enjoy the colour and formula. Would consider more, but not at the moment because we're trying to be good. MAC Ruby Woo. This was I'd been on the hunt for a red lipstick for around the Christmas time, and I was finding it so hard to find something that I enjoyed the shade, that stayed on, that was comfortable, etc, etc. And eventually I caved and bought this. I only bought the mini because I didn't want to be buying full size, because as I said, it's not something I would wear on the daily. It's an iconic shade. I was struggling to find a red that suited me. It has a good formula and it's a good shade on me. So yeah, I'm happy I have it. It's the only red I have in my collection, you know, as in a darker red. And I enjoyed for that time of year. Maybelline Cream Lipstick in Pink Rose. That got decluttered. I said, meh, wasn't a fan of the formula. I need to stop buying lipsticks. Yes, that is very true. Also bought 3 lip liners. These are from Inglot. They are in collaboration with a girl called Maura Higgins here in Ireland. And I originally bought Sassy, I want to say, or Heat, I can't remember. I have Heat, Sassy and Revolution. And I love the formula. I enjoy the packaging. The packaging is quite a sturdy kind of a... There's a bit of heft to it, the packaging. It's not just feel really plasticky, it feels nearly metal. And they were on sale. And I just couldn't... When I swatched them though, lads. When I swatched them. There's the 3 of them there. What's that you say? You're like, Ruth, is that not the same shade? Granted, this last one here is a bit lighter. I think that is Sassy, is it, or Heat? What shade are you, buddy? Heat. Yeah, the other 2 are a bit darker. Look, they're practically the same shade. Look, they were €6 each. I immensely enjoyed the formula. I'm not too caught up about it, but yeah, silly sausage. There you go. What have we got next? Oh, the Natasha Denona Rose Cheek Duo. And I have this in my Project Pen at the moment. So this is a little bit of a spoiler. Look how good I'm doing. Come on. Shut the front door. Thrilled 2 bits. I adore the blush. I would buy the blush on its own if it was available, but it's not, unfortunately. The highlighter is fine and I'll use it, but the blush, just beautiful. I thoroughly enjoyed the shade, enjoyed the formula, enjoy everything about it. Next up, still got a bit to go, guys. I don't know, the camera could even cut out soon if I have to keep an eye on that. The Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is here. It was a special edition packaging that my husband told me I could treat myself to. This is it here. We have a kind of a bronzer that I see more as a contour, although it does say contour on it, and a highlight. I find the highlight quite pleasant, considering I'm not a Charlotte Tilbury fan. It's a bit powdery, but you can blend it into the skin nicely to give just a nice glow to the skin. So it's, you know, it's wearable. I'm not getting rid of it because it was expensive. It was €67. So we're going to get there out of that. Zoeva Radiant Bronzer in Lumi. I bought this one. This is the shade 01 because I had already had 04 the previous year and absolutely loved it. But it was only for summer months. I bought this for the winter months because I just enjoy the formula so much. So that is bronzer. But I also bought another bronzer then because sure, why stop at one? This is the Be Perfect Fahrenheit bronzer, and this is actually discontinued. But this is what it looks like. I had always liked the look of it. It always caught my eye when it was in shops. So eventually I caved, and it's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Packaging is a bit bulky. I had the Lunar Vortex one as well. That was the highlight. See, it is a kind of a satin finish, which I enjoy. It's not glitter, or it's not glowy, but it's not matte either. But yeah, it's always just grabbed my eye. I'm a sucker sometimes for packaging, guys. But like, it is quite bulky, so I don't know why that packaging grabbed my eye, but it did. Catrice Melted Sun Bronzer in 020 Beach Babe. And this is it here. So again, cream bronzer that I'm trying to find the perfect one, and I'm starting to think, well, maybe you just don't like cream bronzer, Ruth. Did that ever occur to you? Just because everybody else does, doesn't mean you have to too, does it? But it is a nice formula. It's not bad at all. Easy to blend. What did I say about it specifically? Wanted to try some cheaper cream bronzers. This is nice enough. Nothing groundbreaking. What a ringing endorsement. And then I also bought, we went on a bronzer kick last summer, obviously. Be Perfect Bronzer. It's a cream bronzer. Oh, you're so clever. What shade have I got? I've got the shade Sand. And this is what this one looks like. I'm going to give you a swatch next to the Catrice. And you can see there's a barely significant difference between them. Again, influenced by Robert Welch. And again, it's just grand. Nothing special. Are we seeing a recurring theme? Yes, we are. Ruth is easily influenced and Ruth is an idiot. There we go. Next up, oh, this I love though. This is the Kiko Little Mermaid Radiant Blush in 03. I'm blushing. Oh, the packaging got me good. And then the shade of blush is just beautiful. It is a glowy, but not glittery. This is the kind of blush that I love. Glowy, but not glittery. Nice bit of pigment to it. Just so pretty. And I love it in the wintertime. I just love that berry kind of look that you get from it. Just lovely. Packaging got me good, but the shade and the formula is gorgeous, so I'm good with it. I promise we're getting there, guys. Catrice Cheek Flirt in 020 Techno Pink. I said Tatty influenced me. It was nice, but I had the shade in my collection in other formulas, and there was so much product I chose to let it go. Just too much, so I decluttered that one. Next up, like I was saying, the Be Perfect Polar Vortex in Atmosphere. I actually loved the shade. It was like a shifty kind of peach to pinky kind of shade, but the product was huge, and as was the packaging, and I have the shade in smaller quantity and packaging, so I decided to keep those over that. This is another one that I'm unsure about if I'm going to keep or not. This is the Kiko Beauty Roar 3-in-1 All Over Luminizer Gel. Again, it's one of these pots that is so deep that it's hard to get into, and I kind of have to, the formula kind of on top gets a bit sealed or something, and I have to get in and mush it around a bit. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Yeah, it's a bit hard to use because of the pot. It's something that I need to put into our project and really spend some time playing with and see what I'm going to do with it. I mean, like, it does look pretty there, but it is very wet. Do you know the way like most highlighters kind of set down? Not so much this one. Also from Kiko, we have the Radiant Fusion Baked Powder. So I needed just a compact powder that I could throw into my handbag and that, and this is the one I chose because I tend to like their powder formula, and it's very lovely, smooth, velvety feel to it. I said, yeah, a handy handbag powder. Very true, that is exactly what it is. Foundation, I bought the number 7 Hydroluminous Moisturizing Foundation, medium coverage, SPF 15. Obviously we don't bother with the SPF part on that. I chose the shade Cool Vanilla. This is a repurchase for me because I've had this before, but this is very much a summer product for me for some reason. I just prefer it in the summertime. And as such, I bought a colour that was a bit of a shade deeper than the one I had previously. I said a repurchase for me, just picked a slightly deeper shade as it's a summer product for me. Blah, blah, blah. Exactly what I just said. But yeah, I like how it sits on the skin. It's like a BB cream for all the world for me. Sits on the skin really nicely, wears off nicely. Just, yeah, just a nice product. Oh, we're nearly there, guys. Only 3 more products. e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Love it. Love it. Another primer from e.l.f. that just has completely, yeah, I feel like they're knocked it out of the park when it comes to primers, because I love their Poreless Putty Primer and I love the Halo Glow. Yeah, love them. Another primer from e.l.f. that I feel is effective. I do feel like it helps my makeup last. I press it in, don't rub, and let it sit for about 10 minutes to allow it to set. So I literally just press it into where I want it, right? And then I go and I do my eye makeup and leave this kind of a chance to sit in. And then when I'm putting on my product over, I press it in my foundation. I don't, you know, scrub around or that. But that's just how I find that works. And I do, a combination of this and the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I feel my makeup does last really, really well. A repurchase again, PS Prep and Perfect Refreshing Setting Spray. I just really enjoy this for just taking the powdery look off makeup. It doesn't make my makeup last any longer, but it does take down the powdery look and offer a bit of hydration, especially in the winter. It's only €6. I buy them when I run out. I pick up another one. It's kind of like the MAC Fix Plus packaging on it, and yeah, can't complain about it. And last but by no means least, oh my god, thank god I split this up, because I couldn't go talking about palettes now, I'd be hoarse. The NYX Fat Oil in Newsfeed. So this is a shade that I just thought was pretty for around the Christmas time, and it is. And again, it was one that people were talking about the formula, and I was curious about it, and I have to say I do enjoy it. It is nice. I said I enjoy this formula, although even though the doe foot is quite large, and it is, look at the size of the doe foot, but yet you don't get a whole lot of product in it. I do find I have to dip back in and put it on, and you know, what have you. I said it doesn't actually dispense that much product, but I enjoy the formula. It smells sweet, very sweet, as in like sugary sweet, as in like jelly baby sweet, that kind of sweet, very sweet. When I say sweet again, it's very sweet. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. So non-palette declutters for the year 2023. So just makeup, no palettes. 28 items decluttered at a cost of €233.30. So yes, I know it's not astronomical, but it's still a lot. Used up 2 products at the cost of €15. Now in fairness, it was only last year, so it's okay to not have used up. But still have in my collection, I have 31 items, which is good because at least they're still in my collection, at a cost of €1,084.26. This does not include eyeshadow palettes, guys. Wait till you see that video, because once I put those 2 figures together. So that's a total of €1,332.56 and 61 items that I purchased in the year 2023. Do you understand now why I had to go on a no-low buy? Out of control. It was out of control. I think it was because I had moved house, or I was moving. I had moved in, I decluttered so much, which sometimes isn't a good thing because you end up just buying new stuff to replace them. That's what I have found out. And I had a little bit more disposable income, and instead of saving it like I should have, I spent it. And this is what I spent it on. So again, it wasn't hurting anyone, but it could have made myself and my husband's life a bit easier if I had saved it. We wouldn't be stressing about certain things, you know what I mean? When bills came in, money would have been just there in the account, and there we go, because Ruth had saved it. You know, when you looked at it like that. Yeah, like that could have been the insurance on the car and the tax on the car, or on the van, you know what I mean? No stress, no fuss, there in the account, off you go, pay it, you know? Things like that, guys. But yeah, I really hope now when I do my 2024, because I did have allowances. I was allowed to spend money in Italy, I was allowed to spend money in France, and I'm allowed to spend money on Black Friday. We'll see if that's still the case, because maybe that doesn't need to happen. What am I saying? Maybe it doesn't need to happen. It just doesn't need to happen. Just stop, Ruth, now. Don't be kind of finding excuses as to why you can. You got your fun. You went to Italy, you went to France, you spent money. It should be enough, yeah. But yeah, there we go, lads. I know this is a long video, and I hope you enjoy watching the long videos. There's only the palette of this one, and then there's 2024 to come. So there won't be any more really long videos after this. Hopefully you enjoy it. But let me know what you think. I know some of you have said you don't even want to look to see what you spent, because you'd be just like I do not want my husband to see these numbers, because God love him. I wouldn't blame him. He'd just go, what? Because like he knows stuff comes in, like he sees it coming in. But like he thinks like a palette is 20 quid. I love him to bits. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I better go. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end, give me a big thumbs up. And hopefully I'll chat to you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Slán.